Hey guys, you are watching Simply Emily, and my hair is a little crazy right now because I just finished drying it, so hopefully it'll get a little better. Anyway, it's Easter weekend, and in honor of that, I am posting my video on Saturday instead of Sunday so I can spend time with my family and just enjoy my whole Sunday without having to post on that day. Oh my goodness, there's somebody with some really loud music outside. This video is going to be my favorite spring makeup look right now. It's really dewy, really simple, and really natural, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So the first thing that I do is just prime my face with the e.l.f. Tone Adjusting Face Primer and Neutralizing Green, and I just stick a little bit of that on my hands. A little bit goes a long way with this, and spread it all over my face. Next, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. BB Cream. It has SPF 20 in it, and it is in the shade Fair. And I just take a little bit on my fingers and then dot that all over my face. And then take my blender and just blend that all out. Next, I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 10 Light, and I just dab that a little bit on the perimeter, I guess, of my face, and then also wherever I just have any little blemishes or I look a little red, because the BB cream doesn't give you full coverage that a foundation truly would. Now go ahead and put that over my eyes as well, just kind of get a little bit of a base on there, and my under eyes, of course. And then I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics brush in my 115 BH Cosmetics brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend that in. Then I'm going to be using my Aesthetica contour palette, or contour kit, excuse me, and I'm going to be using the shade Picture Perfect just to do some light contouring, and I just put that in the hollows of my cheek and the whole way back there to my ear. I love having it farther back by my ear, making that a little bit thicker and being able to build on that. Then I also put a little bit around the top of my forehead, under my chin, on my jawline there, and a little bit on the sides of my nose. Next, I'm going to be using my Hard Candy in the shade Pillow Talk. It is a cheek. It is so old that it's kind of faded off on the label, but it's pretty much a cream blush, and I use the lighter shade here, and don't be afraid to go a little crazy with it because it really does blend out, but it is so good if you want to get a really nice dewy look. Just gives you that kind of like a shine on there. Then I'm going to go ahead and set that because it really does need set with the Hard Candy Baked Blush in the shade 125 Living Doll. I have talked about this before. I love this blush. It gives you such a beautiful color, and it has little flecks of gold in it. It is so pretty, especially if you're going for a dewy look. Then I'm going to be using my High Beam by Benefit. It is my highlighter that I'm going to right now until I find one that I like a little better. And I just put some on my cheekbones, on my forehead, down my nose, and a little bit on the sides there, on my cupid's bow, a little bit on my chin. And then because I'm going for such a bright look, I'm going to put a little bit extra underneath my eyes there and all around, basically just all around my eyes, up on my brown bone, on my lid a little bit. And I wish I would have primed them first before putting this on there because I use it kind of a little bit like a base just to have that luminous shine coming through. It just makes it look so bright. I'm going to go ahead and use my blender again and then just blend that all out. Then I'm going to be using my angled brush from Eco Tools. I'm not exactly sure of the name of it because it doesn't have it on the brush and I got it from Laura. But I'm just going to be using that with my baked bronzer from e.l.f. in the shade Maui, and it is just really good to set that with and give you a little bit more extra color when it comes to highlighting. Beautiful highlighting powder, even though it's bronzer. And I'm just going to apply that everywhere that I put that highlight. Then I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder in the shade 110 Porcelain with my BH Cosmetics 116 brush. And because I want to keep that dewy look, I'm using this really just to kind of set that all in place. And I'm just dabbing that on, not using a lot and not using a lot of brush strokes because I do want to keep that dewy consistency all over my face. Then I'm going to use my NYX eyeshadow primer, it is the HD eyeshadow base, and I'm just using that to prime my eyes a little bit. Honestly, I have no idea if they even still sell this because it is so old. I need to get rid of it so badly. Then I'm going to go ahead and do my brows, and I'm going to start with my e.l.f. eyebrow pencil in the shade Taupe. And I'm just going to brush my eyebrows out with that spoolie brush that is on the side that I love so much, and then outline my brows with the other pencil side. Then I'm going to be using my Maybelline Brow Define and Fill Duo in the shade Blonde, and I'm going to just be using the fill side, which I thought I would not like a brow powder, but it is so good with making sure that you get the whole brow. Sometimes you miss it when you have the pencil. And I'm going to keep using that spoolie brush to just disperse the powder and just make sure it's all blended together. And then I'm going to take the e.l.f. pencil side of the eyebrow pencil and go through and just fill in where I see it just needs a little bit more. Then I'm going to take my Naked 2 palette with the shade Foxy. Obviously, it is one of my favorite shades. I really need to get a new one of these because I'm running out. And I'm going to be taking my BH Cosmetics 120 brush. And it's so thick and is really good for putting on a base shade. And then I'm going to just take the BH Cosmetics 122 brush and just buff that out up into my upper brow. Then I'm going to take the Almay Intense Eye Color Powder Shadow in the Trio for Greens. I'm not even sure if they still make this because it is that old. I've just kept it for so long. Sam gave it to me in like middle school or high school, but I love it for the spring. I'm going to take the bottom light pinky shadow in my BH 118 brush and just put that in the outer corners of my eyes and then just kind of make a C. And then again, I'm going to blend that out with my 122 brush. Lastly, I'm going to take my NYX Love in Rio No Tan Lines Allowed palette, just a little trio actually, and I'm going to take the lightest shade there and use that to highlight my brow bones and into the inner corners of my eyes. Then I'm going to go ahead and use my little e.l.f. small angled brush and take that Almay Trio for Greens palette again and use the middle dark purple shade and then just get a bunch of powder on there and use it as an eyeliner, which I love doing. It looks so much more natural, but it also gives that little bit more of the pop that you need. I'm going to use that on both, just the top lid since I'm going for something a little more simple. Then I'm going to curl the crap out of my eyelashes. I am an eyelash curling fiend. Gotta get them real curled. Then I just like to spread them out a little bit because they can tend to get a little clumpy. Then I'm going to use my Eyelust by, I want to say it's W7, I never know, somebody needs to tell me. But it's the ultimate mascara according to this. I like it for really simple looks because it doesn't give you a ton of volume, but it gives you so much thickness, and that's really what I wanted to go for. Something a little more natural, but that's going to give you that extra oomph that you really need for the look. And I put 2 coats of that on at first. Then I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild matte lipstick in the shade 904B Rosebud. I love this shade, especially, it's called Rosebud and we are going for a spring look. Obviously, I had to wear this with this one. And then I'm going to take a Kleenex and just dab that off. It's a little intense for the look I'm going for, and just get that extra makeup off. Then lastly, after my mascara is dried, I want to go back in with my eyelash curler and just give it a couple more pumps just to make sure that it is very, very curled and get a little extra volume. And then just spread out the lashes a tiny bit to make sure there's no clumping. That was the end of my spring makeup video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a comment and give me a big thumbs up down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Have a safe and happy Easter.